mind, actually. Go as a state of 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 mind.
Hello, welcome to the Racing Club UK podcast.
I just need 10 minutes. He didn't record it.
It is the 26th of February. He didn't record it. We hear Rod say the immortal words. This is actually the second attempt at the podcast, and given that I am live every single week on the Casadar show, this is not good for my resurrect. Rod, how you doing?
Can I say it again, like the glasses from the coach?
You can say whatever you want. We've just had a fantastic chat for about 20 minutes. Really?
How about the glasses?
Oh, goodness. Pizzi's glasses. Let's just get into it. Pizzi's glasses, which is going to be Rod's actually standalone podcast when he launches it.
Yeah, we'll just talk about it, no?
Yeah, so go. What do
you had a picture from him, no? You told me, and we can analyze it and from different angles, no?
What, the pictures of Pizzi's glasses?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, boy. Nacho, how are you this evening?
Yeah, I'm good. Definitely a very entertaining evening. And I'm looking forward to Sunday's match. There you have a picture. For those who are not on video, we are looking at a picture of Juan Antonio Pizzi.
Perfect. Look at this. He's ready to go to fish.
Are they fishing glasses? Is that what that is?
I guess so.
Like, I don't think the problem is the fact that he wears glasses. Just for the record, it's the straps. It's the strappy thing.
Yeah.
I like them. I think it's a Pizzi. Why you want a glamorous
How much he paid you
when you can have a non-glamorous manager? I'd rather have a non.
Mago Capri is like in your ear.
I support the non-glamorous manager. I'm okay with that.
Give me Becca Sexy back in his skinny jeans, strutting his stuff on the sideline. All right. So we're here for one thing and one thing only. That's the Racing Club football. Last time out, it was a 2-2 draw at home to Aldosivi. Rod, were you enthused by this performance?
No. Against it's a really small team, first of all, and secondly, there wasn't any game plan. Nobody played well, except of course not Copetti, but Chancalay. That was really good, and the goals came from 2 new players. So it will take times. We don't have time because the season is already starting. We have big games coming with Estudiantes, River Plate. Yeah, it will be a transition season for sure.
Nacho, what did you make of the game of the weekend?
Yeah, it's difficult to be positive. I think after 2 games, we can't really tell what Pizzi is trying to do. I know 2 games is probably not enough. We need to be fair with Pizzi. But my concern is that he tried something against Banfield. It looked like he tried the opposite against Aldosivi. But I think there are still fundamental mistakes and fundamental problems, like in the middle of the park. I think that the center mid, that partnership is not working. I think the fullbacks are another question. In general, I don't see a team performing, and that is impacting individual performances. So hopefully on Sunday, we see something better, but it's hard to be positive. And against Aldosivi, I think first half, I don't know why we decided to sit deep and allow Aldosivi to manipulate the ball. Possession-wise, I think they absolutely outplayed Racing. In the second half, because of the result, they had to push, to press high with 2 strikers, but there was no coordination at all. It was quite easy for Aldosivi to kind of bypass that high press.
No, Rod. Oh, sorry, go on.
No, that's it. And then we got away with the result. That's what I think.
Now, Rod, just picking up on what Nacho said there, does Pizzi to you seem like a man? He's not out of ideas, but he has just no idea what this Racing team is at this point.
Yeah, no, I don't. Yeah, I don't understand. We are saying that he's here in just 2 matches and few weeks. I understand, but at this moment, I don't see any game plan. There is other new coaches. It's not the only one, and the others. But for example, Gago is new, and there is something in place. And Pizzi, I'm like, I don't know what he's doing currently. Really, it's like he's not doing anything.
So let's take a look at it. It was, of course, like we said, a 2-2 draw at home to Aldosivi with their new manager, Fernando Gago. And it wasn't great. We are going to go Nacho Neville style. You know that we love to do this, and you know that we are eternally grateful to the good people at the AFA who probably don't know we exist. But if you do see this, thank you. The highlight packages you put together are beautiful. I love them. They're my favorite thing, and I mean that very sincerely. Let's have a look at that. Was a nice header. Here's the first goal. Steps in, jinks in from the left-hand side, and your man there from 20 plus yards out tees it up, pops it home, low past Gabby Arias, who had literally nothing he could do there. Who was that goal scorer? It was Leandro Maciel. Rod, break it down for us. We're going to go Rod first before Nacho Neville.
I mean, just look at the numbers of players in black in our side, and you can see that it's crazy. I mean, we have 4-5 players against 3, and 4 against 3 at this moment, and still the guy at the middle, he can do what he wants. He can take a coffee, he can go and buy some chipotle. I don't know, but it's crazy. He's alone. Nobody is talking to the team saying, guys, take this guy. He's coming. Nobody. He's just waiting for the ball. And of course, we have one of the best goalkeeper, but you can't do everything every time.
Yeah, absolutely nothing he could do there. Nacho, let's cast your eye over this. What do you see?
Oh, well, I think the first mistake you can see there, Pichut end up playing one-on-one, and then Chakalai, who is the player who is next to Pichut, should be closing down, should be covering Pichut's left foot.
And he's walking after.
Yeah, and then if you go forward just a little bit, you will see that both Dominguez and Miranda are ball watching, and they lose Maciel. So you have basically Sigali, Miranda, and Dominguez covering exactly the same player, and then behind Miranda, there's Maciel, just with plenty of time and space, and the ball is going to go to Maciel. So Miranda is going to try to close down once Pichut gets done in the one-on-one. That's Miranda closing down. Dominguez still out of position, and no one covering the edge of the box where Maciel is, and Maciel is going to take a touch, and it's a fantastic shot, but he had too much time and space.
It's a really, really good shot, and I think Dominguez just says it all. He turns like he's going to try and close him, and he's just like,
yeah.
But
I think Miranda and Dominguez are partially responsible because they were out of position from the very beginning. Chancalay and Pichut as well are responsible, but probably with the sensors made in the right place, you can prevent that goal. Even with Pichut being down on the wing, I think you can still defend it because the centre backs were in a decent position, and the other fullback as well.
Now, actually, let's just go back to the goal. It's something that we touched on last week, Rod, and you mentioned it as well. There's nobody speaking. I think it was yourself, Rod. Nobody speaking. Is that a lack of leadership on this team? To nobody's alive to this sort of thing and just orchestrating things defensively and offensively.
Yeah, but we have some leaders that, of course, Lisha Lopez is gone, and I think that was the guy that was on the pitch saying, "Guys, come back, get some help from the other players." He was trying to manage everybody, and since he is gone, I don't see a leader on the pitch that can be the right leader, and that's something that is missing. And that's something that we can see for this type of game. When you are like losing, and somebody can be like, okay, guys, just move and be positive, and we can do something. We were lucky because we came back from the defeat, but still it was Aldosivi. It's not River Plate or Boca or a big team. So we are really missing a leader like we had with Lisha. Yeah.
So let's just quickly go to the Racing goal. Very nice header from Copetti. Wonderful ball in from Rojas, put exactly where it needs to be. And good to see Scalotto. He's finally playing for a big team, a big club, rushing into the net. He wants to get back underway. He thinks there's a dub to get here, boys. Let's get this victory. I don't know what they're like because I used to play for Brighton. Nacho, anything that we need to look about with this goal? Are you going to praise your man, Rojas?
Good execution of a set piece. Good cross from Rojas. We know how good he is on set pieces, and I mean, credit to Copetti. He attacked the ball. He got there first. I think Aldosivi defense was a little bit flat-footed, if you ask me. I think they were caught out, but I mean, it's good to see that scoring from set pieces when you're not playing well is probably a good way to get away with things. So that's probably, I'm going to say, it's the only positive thing we saw. We did well on set pieces.
It was a very good header. Rod, anything from you?
No, from a corner. I mean, at this moment, we will see later on during the season if they worked on the corner kick and on the different phases. But at this moment, I will not take anything from this.
Okay, straight into the next Aldosivi goal. Oh, there we are again. Eugenio Mena makes a real hash of a back pass, and I've forgotten the goal scorer's name again, but he jinks his way through a gorgeous left-footed finish. But a bit of a comedy of errors there. It was Federico Andrada. Again, let's go with you, Rod. What did you see on this goal?
Really bad for everything. I mean, you can do the mistake with the ball, but try to come back. I mean, you can see he's giving the ball. Look at it. It's like just walking, and now he's like thinking, oh yeah, maybe I can take it back. He's like, I don't know what he's doing. He's just passing like a ghost, and that's it. I mean, that's crazy. We were talking about his. We were talking about Soto. We were like, Soto is really bad. He's really bad. Please come back. Look at this. I mean, at this moment, you're like, you know what, Soto, come back, because what is? I know he wasn't playing for. He came back and everything, but still, I mean, there is nothing to say at this moment. Soto maybe is not so bad. He just cost a goal for just a simple pass, and he didn't come back. After the mistake, and when he came back, he did this. He didn't do anything. I don't know what he's doing on the right side. I mean, no. Let's see. Let's see in the upcoming games. But for me, Soto is still in the game.
Nacho.
Yeah, I think I see similarities between this goal and the one we consider as Banfield, and that shows you that at the moment, individual mistakes are parts of the game, and they're always going to be there. A bit of a surprise because Mena has been playing quite well recently. I guess there's probably a factor there. He hasn't been training with the first team for a while because of his contractual dispute. He was sent into the pitch by Pizzi, I think, for 30 minutes or so, probably to get some rhythm, some football, some minutes. And he made a horrendous mistake. It's a goal that you cannot analyze too much. It's just an individual mistake, and that's it. I think there's other concerns apart from an individual mistake. I think the performance of the team is something much more concerning than this. This is something that you see in football every so often.
Absolutely gorgeous finish. Really good close control from the goal scorer. Racing back in it, 2-2. Pushed on after this for the win. Let's see the goal from Chankalai. Free kick, about 25, we're going to say that, yards out. slips it through the gap in the goal. Keeper left standing like a goof. Can even move. Chankalai. The best thing about Racing right now. Anything from you on this goal, Rod?
No, but like I said, I think it will be one of the big players to this year to watch. New player coming from Newell's, from Newell's, huh? Correct? Yeah.
Column.
Cologne.
Colin.
Okay, I thought it was Newell's. Okay, from Cologne, yeah, and I think it will be really interesting for Racing. I think that's a guy to follow because he will be a really good player. Every new player that came during this game, they did something nice compared to the player that we had during this year. So let's see. I'm pretty sure Chankala, Copetti. I think that they can help the club, but we are still missing a leader. I still don't see a leader for this team that can, when we are losing 2 or 1-0, that can be like, okay, guys, go ahead, be positive, and we will come back. So let's see in the upcoming day. I really want to see the game Sunday against Estudiantes. Let's see against a big club.
So very quickly, because I know that we don't have much of your time. We did have more of your time, but we lost that time. What do you see? Very quick, brief preview, look forward from yourself, Rod. What do you see this weekend?
Big game. I mean, this game for me, we can lose it. I don't care. I just want to see some, some game, some interaction, connection between the midfield and the strikers. So that will be more important, just to see the content of the team, if they are playing together, and if we win perfectly. But let's see some. Let's see some connection between the different lines and players, and let's see some new players. I know we have new players that maybe will play some minutes during the game, and hopefully at the end we will always see the nice classes from our coach.
Rod, as always, absolute pleasure. Where can people find you on the internet, Rod?
They can follow me on Twitter at GlobeRod. I'm talking about, of course, the football in Argentina. We have the French Racing Twitter too, so they can follow us. And let's connect after the game, and hopefully we can all smile and talk about positivity and good thing.
Absolutely. I feel like a Pizzi hat trick coming on. Rod, thank you so much for joining us, mate. Really appreciate it.
I will dream about this.
Always.
3 goals by Pichut. Okay.
Imagine.
Yeah. No. Okay. I write it down.
All right. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you, Rod. Have a weekend.
Guys, stay safe.
You too.
You too, mate. Whew. Nacho, that was the quickest we've ever broken down a game.
It was very efficient. I like efficiency.
You like efficiency? Well,
Yeah.
You've come to the right place. Oh dear. Right, Estudiantes. That is upcoming fixture, 28th February. That is this Sunday. I think it's a 10:30 or 10:20
UK time.
time, UK time. That's right. They are coming off a 2-0 victory over Godoy Cruz. Leandro Diaz scored in the 49th minute, and Pablo Sabag scored in the 89th minute. Godoy Cruz, of course, beating Aldosivi in week 1. So this bodes negatively, let's say, for Racing.
Yeah, and let's remember that Estudiantes also beat River in the first fixture of the season. So they have a new manager in place, our old friend Russo Zielinski. We know what how Zielinski teams play. I think there's not going to be any surprise. But if you consider the moment that Racing is going through under a new manager that still is trying to define it's the way of playing, the best 11. I think it's going to be a tough test for Racing. Even though Zielinski is also a new manager for Estudiantes, I think his ideas are are easy to implement, and he probably has a more clear idea, a more clear plan in comparison to Pizzi.
Oh, Russo Zielinski. There were some good days. There were some good days.
I actually think he is a good manager. I personally wouldn't pick him to be the manager of my club if I were running a club, but he's a good manager. I mean, he knows the game inside out. He's probably an old school manager if you want to categorize him like a long ball, two number nines, that kind of a big Sam if you want to put him in that category.
Oh, he's not Big Sam.
No, he's a
Who's
little
Big
bit more
Sam?
modern. He's a little bit more modern. I agree. But
Who's Big Sam? It's
Caruso,
it's got
Caruso.
Caruso Lombardi.
Yeah, but I think Zielinski is a little bit more modern. He it's not only about long balls. I'm playing with two target men. He also likes to play like quick counter attacks down the flanks. So like his games are his teams have a way an identity. If you ask me, it's not the identity I would like for my team, but I recognize it's effective, and he has delivered in every single club except at Racing.
There were moments, there were games here and there.
Yeah.
There were games here and there. Was he in charge of the ridiculousness against Union de Santa Fe?
No, I think that was Sava.
Sava.
That was Sava. Yeah.
One of the games that I could watch any time. You're like, hey, do you want to watch a football game? It's this game. I'll be like, yes.
Was it 6-3?
6-3, yes.
Yeah. No, that was definitely under Sava.
6-3. I think we beat them. The next game was like 4-2 or something stupid as well.
I think it was a high scoring game as well.
Those were the days. Do you remember those goals?
Yeah. I mean, it was a very unbalanced squad. Let's put it like that.
It was ridiculous.
But attacking was quite a joy. Yeah, the attacking.
Okay. What are you? Is a draw a good result this weekend? Because I sort of feel like it is.
I think we need to stop thinking about results. I agree with what Rod was saying. I rather see an idea, a concept behind. So far I don't know what Pizzi's intention are. Is the team going to be a team that press high? Is it a team that's going to sit back and try to counter-attack very quickly using the pace of, for example, Chancalay? I don't know. We don't know. And actually, this was my concern with Pizzi. Before he came to Racing, if you ask me what is Pizzi's way, and I didn't have an answer for it, and I still don't have one. So that's my main concern. I'd rather see Pizzi getting the idea, a clear idea of what he wants the team to play, probably start defining the players he's going to trust, and start building from there. I don't really mind about the result. I'd rather see an idea behind. It's a bit romantic, but actually, I think that's probably the best outcome.
Well, that's what we call you, Nacho, the big romantic Tierno.
What do you think? Would you rather win, like playing like an ugly win, or would you see some positive in terms of game style and?
No, I've always said this. I can accept as a football fan, and I know this is sacrilege. As a sports fan, I can accept losses.
Mm-hmm.
I can accept losing. Maybe it's because I now work in sports media, and so don't have that same viewpoint. And I don't know. Maybe I can compartmentalize things a bit differently. I don't know. Actually, what am I saying? There are plenty of people in sports media that cannot accept losses. Are you kidding me? But so no, I can accept this being a loss. But what I cannot accept is us not attacking.
Mm-hmm.
Is the tepid rubbish we played against Banfield in particular.
Not generating, not attacking, lack of ambitions. I think against Aldosivi, I don't know if you agree, but the first half, the team sitting so deep and allowing Aldosivi to play the ball, move the ball around.
Yeah.
It was. I can't remember the last time we had Racing play that kind of football, even under Coca, where we were by definition a counter-attacking team. Our
Did you
counter-attack
see the Boca
was
Juniors?
good counter-attacking. Yeah, exactly. We
Did
were
you see the Boca
fast.
Juniors game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Mhm.
The Boca Juniors game,
Yeah.
the one we won at La Bombonera. But no, I think that was the main frustration.
Yeah.
And if you tell me that's going to change on Sunday, but you're not going to get a result, I think I'm okay with that.
I think, for me, I just want to see attacking football. Like, we are built for attack. We're built to attack. We're not built to defend. We're not built to defend, protect leads, even, for goodness sakes. We are built to attack. I mean, we're not built at the moment, but we have an abundance of attacking midfielders. We have some wingers. We've got some guys that can potentially put the ball in the net. We don't have much in the way of defenders, and we've got the best keeper in the continent. And I still stand by that.
Yeah, and I think there's a big problem on the middle of the park, if you ask me. I think, and I think Pizzi is probably insisting his idea of playing Dominguez as a defensive centre mid, and I'm not sure that's going to work for Racing. And in partnership with Miranda, who's, I don't know, unfortunately his level after probably in the last 6 or 7 games has been not great. But again, I don't like to blame individuals. I think individuals can perform if there is a system and if there is an idea and if there is a team behind. But I think there's some issues there that Pizzi needs to sort out sooner rather than later.
Three things. Firstly, I want to see some of the kids play more. I think that's imperative. And we were talking about that last week, weren't we? I think it's so important. Like Alcaraz, I want to see him starting some games.
I would like to see Lopez. I think Julian Lopez, has everything to be a really good defensive centre mid, and we have a problem on that part of the pitch. So I would like to see him, but he's definitely not.
Where's Cardoso these days? Did he go someplace?
Yeah, he left.
Where's he gone? He left.
Neri Cardoso.
No. Sorry. No. One of the kids.
You mean Banega?
Evelio Cardoso?
Evelio Cardoso. Oh, yes, yeah. Sorry, Evelio Cardoso. I think he's injured at the moment.
Okay.
He's injured, yeah. Yeah, I mean, I think that there are players I would like to see. I would like to see Thiago Banega. I would like to see Julian Lopez. I would like to see Cardoso. I think Cáceres. I think there are good raw materials there to use, but they need minutes.
And I mean, if we're like, what is the point of this tournament, which it doesn't count towards relegation standings?
It does.
It does. Oh my god.
Yeah, it does.
It's a cup.
Yeah, it does. It does count.
But it's not a championship. It's not a championship.
12 games. No, but only the 12 games of the group stages will count towards the relegation. How do you call it? Relegation average, point average. Yeah.
What's it? It's promedios.
Yeah, point average. Yeah.
Every week, this league just finds a new way to sneak up on me and be like, "Hey!"
And also, it counts toward qualifying for a continental competition. So it's not only the point average that define who stays up and who gets relegated, but it's also the 12 games of the group stages will be included in the year kind of I don't know how to call it, the table that add up all matches across all competitions. So
well, in that case, then we better get a bloody move on then.
Yeah, I think there's time for that. I'd rather I think if you get a team, a system, and an idea, results will come. I want something more sustainable.
That's fair. That's fair. The thing that is in my mind is 13 games is not long.
No.
That's the only thing. And I don't know. I'm kind of frustrated because we've just been through this. We've just been through all of this with Bekasese. We've just thrown away league games in pursuit of capitulating against Boca Juniors.
Mm-hmm.
So it's. I think for me, that's a big frustration. Is that since Racing's come back, continentally it's been okay. Domestically, it's been absolutely crap. Let's just call it what it is. Except for like that win against Godoy Cruz, which was
Yeah.
So I don't know. I think it's a little bit of a frustration. I'd like to see the kids play.
I think a lot of things happen at the club with the departure of Milito, and I think I've been trying to get over that in a way. So I struggled to be positive about it. I was so up for it when I saw that the working methodology, the technical analysis behind recruiting players, and that not having that in place now make me think that we are going backwards.
I don't understand how.
Yeah,
How
still
you
it's
go away
really
from
early
that.
days. Still really early days, but I still have that feeling that we made a mistake.
I just don't. I don't understand why you'd go back from that.
I think
doesn't
it was
make
just
sense.
politics. If you ask me, I think it was just politics, and I think politics taking over, it's the worst thing that can happen. And I think that was the end of Milito's ideas, because politics were prioritized by some people at the club, and there's nothing you can do about it. But I still I struggle to be positive after what happened. So I guess I'm a little bit blinded by that at the moment. I struggle to see positives probably because of that. I don't want to sound too negative, but what I've seen so far under the new regime, it hasn't been any good. And even under Bekasese, you could see under Bekasese there was an idea. You could see that was you can argue it was poorly executed, and it was poorly executed in the last probably 5-6 matches. But there was a direction, there was a vision. I struggle to see that now.
Yeah.
And I'm not talking about 2 results. I'm talking about I struggle to see a vision from the coaching staff, from the club in general. Yeah, recruiting. I think we recruiting players in the like 3 players that can probably play on the same position, and didn't cover other positions. I don't know. I see some kind of inconsistency there.
It's just been a very, very strange time, hasn't it?
Yeah, and it's we need to be patient. We need to see what happens. But again, I probably still can't get over the why we left those very progressive ideas behind, to call it in a way.
Shall we talk about the women's side of things?
Yeah. I have my notes here. I might need some help because a lot of it has happened. We have quite a few new players, some key players that left the team during the pandemic, and we haven't discussed all that. So yeah, definitely, let's get into it.
Let's go.
So, shall I start with the new signings?
Shall we start with departures?
Departures, yes.
Oh, sorry, just in terms of logic.
Yeah. So during the pandemic, and it was probably August, September 2020, 2 good players left, but one in particular, I think you're going to be a bit sad about it.
Hit me with it.
Millie Menendez left. Positive for her because she moved to Spain. Granada.
I mean,
for Granada. Is Granada's women team part of the City group as well?
Oh, that's a really good question.
Because
assume so. Let's assume. Yeah, I'm gonna say yes. Yes, they must be.
okay,
Oh,
I'm going to do some research. I'm going to do
if
some
she
research.
ends up in Manchester City, we're going up to Manchester.
Yeah. So Millie moved to Granada, and her partners, her the attacking duo, Belén Spain, also moved to the Spanish league. So we lost our two goal scorers, strikers, attacking partnerships, attacking duo, whatever you want to call it. So they left the team, but two players, two strikers were signed late in 2020. Rocío Bueno and Florencia Gaitán, to basically cover the space left by Belén and Mili. And also a defender that now plays for the national team, Aldana Narvaez, also signed for Racing. So that was in 2020. Recently, in 2021, we signed Luana Munoz. Luana, it's a very nice story because she grew up literally in Avellaneda, in Pasaje Corbata, which is one of the streets next to the stadium. So
Oh, wow.
he's a proper Racing fan. He loves Racing. He actually grew up meters away from the stadium. So her dream was to play for Racing, and here she is. And she comes back to Argentina after studying in the US and playing for a university in the US. So a similar
Oh,
case to Natalie
oh,
Juncker.
very nice. Yes.
Uh,
Friend of the pod, Natalie Juncker.
She's a midfielder, or she can also play in defense. I haven't seen her playing, but I would assume she's probably a defensive centre mid or a centre back. And that's where we are.
No, that's not where we are. We have a new keeper. We have the Peruvian national team keeper.
Yes, that's another new signing. And there were 3 players promoted from the youth team to the first team. And also there were 2 other players, Micaela Adorno and Florencia Curril, that were given a professional contract. So the number of professional players have increased. The number of players that have been promoted from the youth, from the academy to the first team have increased. New signings, all the good things that are happening in the women's team are not happening in the men's team. But you can see the difference between a manager has been in his role for some years now. There's a project behind, there's an idea, there's a support, there's a good youth system. I'm pretty positive Racing is going to be in the top 4 of Argentinian football pretty soon. And I'm much more optimistic on the women's side than on the men's side.
Well, let's hope that we can find a way of being able to routinely watch the women play.
Yeah, it's hard for us.
And there will be, we will have episodes dedicated that will probably be purely for the women's team. I think that would be a good way to go.
If you ask me, I think the way the project is being run by Tano Spinelli, that's what I want for the men's team. A project, a couple of people making the decisions from a sporting point of view, not mixing politics, etc.
You're asking a lot. You are asking, and I mean that seriously. You're asking so much of Argentine football.
Yeah, I know.
And it's a consequence of. I mean, what we talk about for this season: 13 games for a league campaign, league-ish group stage, whatever. Yeah. That's pathetic.
No, it's every level. It's every level. Yeah.
And that's why the short-term thinking is like, that's why already we're like, Pizzi. I don't know, 2 games in, ridiculous.
Yeah. No, I agree, and again, we mention this book every time we talk about that. In Angel with Dirty Faces, Wilson talk about this kind of short-term view because of the decision being made by AFA. So I completely agree with your point. I think this lack of long-term vision sits at every level in the professional men's football.
Absolutely. Whereas the women, they play a fairly sensible season.
Yeah, very sensible, and the decisions are made like in a more sensible way, right? I don't know. I feel like there's time to make decisions. The players are being trained. They get paid to do coaching training. They have Arias going once a week or Chileno Diaz going once a week and training with them. I don't know. There's so much idea behind. There's so much concept behind.
The one issue with the women's game right now in Argentina, well, one of the issues is some of the kickoff times are absurd.
Yeah, I think that's it will change. I think they need to. The game needs to grow, need to be more popular, and that's when TV will come in, and the money from the TV will come in, and once the TV is there, the time is detected by the TV, unfortunately. But that sometimes helps, right?
9 o'clock in the morning is not the time. You don't even play at 9 o'clock in the morning.
I'm actually I'm old. I'd rather play 9 a.m. in the morning than 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Good stuff. Good stuff there. There are some interesting backroom additions with the women's program. Can't announce anything as of yet, but we're going to try and get some people. We've got contacts, we've got contacts. We're in places.
Yeah, we should get this new player that came from the US. I'm sure.
Yes.
Let's try to get in touch with our friend Natalie and see if she can help us.
Yes, let's do that. Now, Leonkos has been away on international duty at the She Believes Cup, so she's been back in America. Argentina beaten quite soundly by the US the other night, 6-0, and they lost to Brazil as well.
3-1.
Was it 3-1?
I think it was 3-1. Yeah.
So, but I mean, the fact that they're playing in that competition at all is a really positive thing, actually.
Exactly. It's helping the game to grow. That's what Argentina needs. Of course, we are ages away from Brazil and the US, but it doesn't matter. It doesn't. Yeah. I think there's 5 players from Racing in that team. They were in the initial list. I don't know if they made it into the final squad, but I'm going to check for next time.
I feel like there was only 1 or 2. I think
in the end it was just Natalie Juncos, but by initially there was 5 players called in December by the Argentina national coach.
Argentina lost 1-0 to Canada as well, so that's a really positive result. Like, it's not a win, but Canada, as far as I can recall, still one of the best teams on earth.
Yeah, and look, because of the pandemic, I think there was probably the only positive thing for some players in Argentina is that they got an opportunity in Europe. So in the same way Mili got an opportunity in Spain, there's other players from Guayurquiza that moved to Europe, and that will mean something, will mean progress for the national team. And if the national team progresses, then your local domestic league should get also more people into the game, and that's how you grow the game, basically. So I'm much more positive on the women's game than on the men's game at the moment.
Natalie Juncos was the only Racing player. Boca took 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 players. Guayurquiza took 3, and everyone else came from either America, Spain, 1 player from Juventus, 1 player from Santa Fe in Colombia, Palmeiras, and Changchun Zhuyue in China.
In China. Yeah, I think in the initial squad back in December, we had Milagros Otazu, Aldana Narvaez, the new signing, Natalie Juncos, Janina Sosa, and Paloma Faggiano in the squad, in the initial squad. But probably, as you say, 4 of them didn't make into the final list or final squad for the competition. But it doesn't matter. I think that's the positive thing, is that in the preliminary 100%. Squad we got 5 players from Racing representing us, which is
really positive. I just find it. I'm just fascinated by the fact that Soleh Jaimes plays in China. I didn't realize Chinese women's football was.
I didn't know either.
Domestically was, because she's played like for both Real Platense clubs. Sao Paulo, Santos, Leon. This is her second time in China.
Wow. I knew that the game was big in Japan. I knew it was quite big in China. I didn't know the domestic league was relevant.
Oh, there you go then. So the more you know. Manchester United had Ivana Fuso.
Yeah.
They're representing Brazil. Who, fun fact, she used to play domestically for Germany. Oh, sorry, not domestically for Germany. In the German youth ranks. Has made her
that could be because there's a big German community in Brazil, so he might have the dual citizenship or the dual.
Yeah, so I think she's born and raised in. Oh no, she was born in Brazil, raised in Germany. Used to play for Freiburg, now plays for Manchester United.
That makes sense.
Tottenham Hotspur were represented with Shalina Zardowski of Canada. Manchester United with Kristen Press as well for Team USA. Who are coached by a North Macedonian. Women's football. You'd love to see it. Sorry about that.
That's what we want.
Bit of a geek out with women's football. Hey, do you like women's sport? I know you do. Well,
tell me about it.
I'm going to tell you about the Kaz and Dice show every Thursday for about an hour, maybe two. We talk about women's basketball all over the world. And are you an Argentine sports fan? Have you heard of Melly Greta? Because if you don't know about Melly Greta, let me tell you very briefly about Melly Greta. She is amazing. She's a basketball player. She's from Argentina. She plays for the Argentine national team. She plays for Estudiantes in Madrid in the Liga Endesa. She is top notch, and we talk about her quite often. Actually,
is this the most comprehensive coverage of women basketball in the UK and arguably in the planet?
Listen, those are your words. Those are the words of Nacho Tierno. No, actually, I think it is. I'm going to say that it's probably one of the most comprehensive coverage. You do a podcast every week, which I recommend. Live show on YouTube every week. We try and touch on all of the big leagues in the world. We go deep into the National League in this country and the British League as well. We actually, so it's our privilege. I don't know if I've said this before, but we pick the team and the player of the week for the English National League, which is a bit of a responsibility there that we take really seriously. So
well, join in then.
Check that out. It's good. It's good stuff. Nacho, we're going to get you on at some point. We're going to get you watching some WBBL action.
Or let's get Facu as well. Our friend Facu from Argentina.
Yes.
Right.
Absolutely. Right. So that's probably going to do it for us this evening.
Yeah, we talk about the men's game. We talk about the women's game. Season will be starting soon for the women's. I don't think the dates have been officially announced, but they are already playing friendlies. So let's keep an eye on that.
Indeed. Yes, I don't see nothing is jumping out at me in terms of results or fixtures, rather. So that's going to do it for us. Don't forget, Racing, they're playing on Sunday, 28th of February at 10:20 UK time. Fun it is. Just go and check it out. It's awesome. Tweet them. They might give you a free code or something.
If you follow us on Twitter, they normally comment in our tweets, or they respond to our tweets when we quote them or when we tag them. Friends of the show.
So Nacho is going to tweet at Fanatis, and you try and piggyback on the back of that. But seriously, they're good people. Go and check them out. And I mean, I think I pay £8 a month to watch all the Argentine football on Fanatis.
Yeah,
plus a bunch of other stuff. So that's really, really good. So well worth it. Well worth it. All right, Nacho, where can people find you on that internet?
I'm on Twitter at NachoTier. What about you, Darren?
Well, I'm also on Twitter, nominally at least, at Awade's Touch. I'm not on a huge amount at the moment. also Focus Hoops, but of course the most important one that you need to look at, it's in the top corner right there at Racing Club UK, where we try and share news, share some tweets, and Nacho, you've been doing an amazing job at that. And
Yeah,
occasionally tweet
it's a
through
space
games.
for the Filial. The Filial is growing. We are waiting for lockdown restriction to be lifted and
Yes.
to get together. But the WhatsApp group is pretty intense at the moment, which is good. It's good to see a bit of
It's
Spanish, a bit of English.
It's
But
incredibly busy. Dot
yeah,
WhatsApp group.
it has been
It's
an
good.
unbelievable journey. I think you see how much the people is getting involved now, and it's great to see that we started. The two of us started this a couple of years ago, and now
Yeah.
to see where we are is I'm happy about it.
It's good fun. We're still here, aren't we?
Exactly.
Hey, we're thriving. All right, we're going to leave it there. Take care. Have
Have
yourselves
a
a
good
good
weekend.
one. Stay safe and enjoy Racing Club this weekend.
Go as